I am really excited about this volume of the Star Trek Void because I've got some birthdays that I'm really excited to talk about. We've got two winners in animation, more chatter about Star Trek Legacy, and some fantastic behind the scenes from our favorite shows. Yes, this is the Star Trek Void, where I try to fill in the gaps between new episodes with some news, some information, and hopefully a little bit of entertainment. And I'm going to start us off today with a birthday that I accidentally missed in the last video. As we celebrate the birthday last week of Greg Grunberg. This one is shared by TrekMovie.com, as are several. Happy birthday to Greg Grunberg, who's in Star Trek Beyond in person, whose voice can be heard berating young James T. Kirk in 2009's Star Trek. And I had to double check this on IMDb, but yeah, he is Kirk's stepfather, and as we can see, he appears on camera as well. So yeah, we hear him yelling at Kirk from stealing the car and, accidentally destroying the car later on. But I love Greg Grunberg because you see him in quite a few things, but he made the jump from Star Wars to Star Trek. And if you can be in both of those franchises, you got my pat on the back. Plus, I loved him in Alias. He also was a hero on Heroes and appeared in Heroes alongside names like Zachary Quinto, George Takei, and Nichelle Nichols. So again, happy birthday, Greg Grunberg. I'm so sorry that you got missed in the last one because I don't know how that happened. Also, as our recent birthdays, a very happy birthday to Judson Scott, who played three roles within the Star Trek franchise. I forgot, it's TNG, where everybody's got a problem with substances. All right, this one again, TrekMovie.com. Happy birthday to Judson Scott, who played Yokomen in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, but was left out of credits due to a mix-up. Oh, that's a shame, because I recognize him. So be or so by. Apologies on that. Star Trek TNG's Symbiosis with his The Wrath of Khan co-star Merritt Buttrick, and Commander Reeker in Star Trek Voyager's Message in a Bottle. Oh, that one was a good one too. Oh, excellent. Time discrepancies. They're a real pain in the butt. But a very happy birthday to Judson Scott. And a very happy birthday to Hannah Hatay. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, but definitely want to wish her a happy birthday. Wishing a very happy birthday to Hannah, who started playing Molly O'Brien in the Star Trek TNG episode Rascals when she was just 4 years old. Then took the character over to Star Trek Deep Space Nine. She reprised the role again in the fan series Star Trek Renegades, and we're hashtagging that along with Star Trek. Very happy birthday to Hannah, and she was so adorable. I mean, she really was. It's great stuff. Love it. And another happy birthday wish, again, TrekMovie.com. Happy birthday to Conrad Coates, who played Admiral Terrell in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. He also appeared in Tech War in 1995. Oh, you know what? I don't recognize him with the ears. Maybe it's throwing me off. We're hashtagging Star Trek and The Expanse. That's where I know him from. Happy birthday, Conrad, and excellent job. And a happy birthday to Rosa Salazar, who played Captain Lynn Lucero in Star Trek Short Trek's episode, The Trouble with Edward. This is hashtagging Parenthood, Elta Battle Angel. There we go. That's why, again, her face looks familiar, and Big Mouth. Yeah, that was a fun. If you have yet to see the short treks, go see them. I think half of them you can find on YouTube recently, but yeah, go watch them. They are great little fillers. Some of them are very well attached to the storylines of different shows that you may or may not be watching, including Discovery and Strange New Worlds. Yeah, go give them a watch if you haven't. They're really fun. And we are remembering David, and out of respect, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I don't want to butcher it. We are sad to hear that David has died. He collaborated on the story and wrote the screenplay for Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Our deepest condolences to his family and to his friends. And so yes, anytime we lose one of our people, we know we're losing, part of the imagination that brought this story, this universe to life. So again, I'm not going to insult him by trying to pronounce the last name. I'm just not positive how it's said. So David, I can say, and David, thank you so much for your contribution, and my thoughts go out to your family and to your friends. Now, throughout my scrolling of Instagram and Twitter and, Facebook, whatever I can find, I like to see if I can find some fun behind the scenes pictures of our shows. And this week I did find a few, got to include a few in yesterday's video. So check that out if you haven't, and a couple on this one. And yeah, this is a good one. Deep Space Nine fans, this is where we go. Straight to the promenade of Deep Space Nine. This is shared by Art of Star Trek. Setting foot on a Star Trek set must be a very special experience. The Deep Space Nine promenade in particular, it really does look immersive. These fab photos were taken by Mike Okuda in 1993 and featured Deep Space Nine concept artist Ricardo Delgado and future Defiant designer Jim Martin. Oh, how very nice. All right, and a little bit of trivia for us there. And yeah, this is great because we get both levels. I do love that the design was, as he says, immersive. You could walk through this corridor. Of course, being shot from different angles made it look like it continued, but this corridor looked exceedingly just spectacular on film. Multi-level, of course, seeing Jake and Nog sit over watching people disembark from their shuttlecrafts. It was really just very realistic. I loved how they brought everything together, really. I mean, even I love the addition. We even got a trash can on the side here, but that's for the set designers. But I would not have been shocked to see a refuse disposal unit somewhere on the promenade because it did. It looked very realistic, like people did live there and shop there and work there. It was fantastically done. And of course, through my perusals, I came across these images behind the scenes of Discovery's final season, shooting this, I still wouldn't call them speeders, even though I guess they aren't, but this speeder chase throughout the desert. It was, again, very well done. The filmography and the special effects came together exceedingly well. And as much fun as you know they're having, I think that we can all agree that this sequence was done very well. The ships blocking the sand afterwards. Again, the special effects on this show, they cannot be discounted. They were fantastic throughout. And I'm just going to have a giggle because there's Book just holding his phaser out. This one was shared by Star Trek On Plus. Does anybody else want to try riding a sand runner, or is it just us? I mean, no. I think I would run into a tree, and there's no trees there. So that tells you how concerned I am about me driving something that goes that fast with no roads and no rules. That wouldn't be good. Now, along with those behind the scenes images, I always like to see if I can find some stuff of our stars, like in their real life, what they're doing, maybe an interview, something like that. And I've got a little bit of everything coming up and throughout the rest of this video, right up until the end, actually. But for now, we're going to stick with a really great picture of our TNG folks, also known as our Picard folks these days as well, especially since we've got Soji there. Behind the scenes of Star Trek Picard, live long and prosper. And so, yeah, we've got kind of a lot of people anyway. We've got LeVar, we've got Deanna Marina Sirtis, we've got Michael Dorn, Jonathan Frakes, and Sir Patrick Stewart. Relaxing between takes is what it looks like, because I do believe this would be one where maybe I don't know what they're doing, but they look good. They look like they're relaxing, and somebody has a drink of water, a couple people. Nice image. Thanks thanks so much for sharing this, the Star Trek. I've also got a clip here where Michelle Hurd discusses the importance of talking about Raffi's substance issues. One Impossible Thing at a Time shares this, real Michelle Hurd, on how it was important for Raffi's story to reflect the reality of addiction and its profound impact on children and family, not just the individuals struggling with addiction. So let's check this out.
Well, addiction's everywhere.
Yes.
And addiction is more than just drugs.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
We have
booze.
alcohol, drugs, we have gambling, sex, food.
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, I was so grateful to Star Trek to take that mantle on, because it always has been this, you know, this sort of amazing platform to hold a mirror up to society, right? First of all, as an actor, it's amazing, right? It's so thick. You know, her struggle, like I love the episode 5 of this first season where she goes to see her son, you know, and she sees her son, and he wants none of it.
It's a bad situation.
And, you know, and she's like, I'm fine. What did she do? She went straight back to the ship, got drunk. Immediately. She was not fine. You know, you have addicts, and then you have the people who are part of their family. And we focus on addicts, and we don't always focus on the people who are part of them. But, you know, to have a child, to give the child the right to say, no. No. That child has the right to say no. I'll call you.
Yeah.
I'll call you. And I thought that was incredibly important.
And I think that's part of the reason why I really enjoyed Raffi's character overall and want to see more of her, because we saw her struggle. We saw her change and grow. And once she had solved the issue of what had been given her, I guess, a reason to be dependent on other substances, she found her usefulness in Starfleet. She made use of herself and became part of a unit that worked together, and she had to work together properly. She went through training with Worf. She gained some respect for herself, and finally was able to gain back the respect of her family. And all of that are all of those things are different steps to how she became a recovering addict rather than someone who is suffering from addiction on a regular basis. And I think that was an amazing story to tell. And now something a little lighter. I had been getting away from featuring my artists, and now this week I have two. One, another painter, Jenny R. Johnson Art is the Instagram, and I will show it to you here. Amazing piece that she is making from scratch, painting herself, of the Enterprise D. All right, so here we have the finished piece. She's going to show us the work she put into it. Jenny R. Johnson Art says, I will absolutely have prints of this painting available. Thank you all so much for your incredible enthusiasm about this piece. I'll probably release them around September 1st. The best way to make sure you get notified about the drop is to sign up for my once a month mail newsletter in my bio. You'll hear it there first. My apologies. The resurrection of the Enterprise D meant more to me than I can say. Like many of us said when the third season of Star Trek Picard was airing, we didn't know we needed to see it so badly. It was like a grave injustice had been righted. So getting the opportunity to paint this amazing moment has been one of the highlights of my career. And she asked, how did you feel about seeing the D again? If she's not your favorite ship, which one is? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, let her know. Of course, you'll have the link to this. And so please follow her if you would like to see more of her paintings and find out when this one will be available in a print for you. My other featured artist has created another digital poster, and I love these. This one seems very different to me. We've got almost... Okay, so who likes Superman? And does it or does it not look like they have been just sent away? And my mind just blanked in the middle of the sentence. You know where I think they're getting sent away. You know, Superman 2, Zod gets put in the glass. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Well, breaks out of the glass. Shoo, shoo, shoo. It's a whole thing. Anyway, that's what it kind of looks like to me. But that's not what's happening here. We have just this really great piece of art. Star Trek Legacy down the middle of it with a Borg cube at the bottom. And I'm guessing that's the Enterprise G up there. It's a little hard to tell, but I'm not close enough to read anything. So I'm going to guess CBS Television Studios, Roddenberry Entertainment, Secret Hideout. That's cute. Okay. Anyway, this one is shared by Jody Pickens. Star Trek meets Galaxy Quest. That's why it looks familiar. It's not the... Anyway. Never give up. Never surrender. We won't stop calling for Star Trek Legacy with Jerry Ryan, and it's Michelle Hurd. And we won't. I've got more on Legacy here coming up at the end of the video. But look at this amazing piece of art. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was inventive and a little different than a lot of the stuff I've seen. So really beautiful work. And as we can see here, the design is by @LenaWhitaker1. So make sure you follow her because that's good stuff. Now, if you didn't know it, it is Prime Day, the last of Prime Day. So I'm hoping to get this out fairly quickly too, so you can take advantage of any last minute deals, including this one. Star Trek, the motion picture, the director's edition is on sale for Prime Day. 4K UHD is $15 and Blu-ray is $14. Links are here. I will have the links below as well. And so that I can give credit where credit is due, this is shared by TrekNews.net. This one has Prime Day, Star Trek, everything, another link. And it is quite literally a page of Star Trek deals on Prime Day. So if you have been waiting to get your Strange New Worlds, your Lower Decks, your collectible toys, all the fun stuff, this is a good time to go check it out and see what you can grab while the deals last. Oh, look, there's a communication badge. Everybody wants a TNG communication badge, it seems like. We've got Star Trek movies, we've got a cube, we've got Picard. Basically, we got a lot of stuff. So if you want to get some stuff, this is a good time to go get some stuff. And now some fun information for Prodigy and Lower Decks. Yes, we've really been enjoying Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 in this house. We are now up to episode 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I believe that I have 4 more episodes left. This is the slowest I've ever watched a streaming show that I really want to watch. But my daughter is wanting to take it easy, and we're summering, so we're taking it easy. But Prodigy, Lower Decks, they are not taking it easy. No, they are winning. Star Trek Prodigy and Lower Decks win Animation Collision Awards. And this is the inaugural year for the Collision Awards, and they won gold, both of them each. I'm going to link this article so you can see all of the other winners, but fantastic. Prodigy won in children's animation, Lower Decks won for stop motion and animation, I believe. Fantastic job, everybody, and I cannot wait to see what happens next, because we will be working to get that next part. Star Trek Las Vegas, I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video too. And wouldn't you know, we're now at the end of the video. Well, not the very end. Hold on for just a minute, because I've got this article from Screen Rant. Todd Stashwick on Star Trek Picard sequel. There's always a chance, but not this year or next, which I don't think is anything that we're shocked to hear. Obviously, 2024 is already in full swing. There was never any news of green lighting, so we know we're not going to get Legacy this year. Next year is kind of the year we're kind of hoping that it will be greenlit, but that will depend upon when the Picard movie comes out, and we know that that is being worked on still, hopefully by someone with some good sense that wants to include a little bit of 7 of 9 and the Enterprise G in that adventure. Now, this article does do a lot of your basic history of what's going on with Skydance purchasing Paramount Global. What David Ellison wants to do is going to affect that quite a bit. But this is a quote by Todd Stashwick from an Instagram interview he had with Screen Rant. And it's pretty simple, but I think it's kind of what we think is going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I know that David Ellison is a good man. He is the Skydance CEO. I don't know. I think he's a Star Trek fan. I don't know. That would be a question for them. I think there's always a chance that they could do a Legacy. It's just not going to happen this year, and probably not next year. Terry Matalas is tied up doing other stuff, so they'll probably have to wait till he's available. So I don't have any answer for you. And if you've watched any of Todd's Saturday morning coffee chats, you know that that's kind of a Todd answer, or really an industry answer. Yeah, we think it's probably possible, but it's not going to happen right now. I did speak to someone else in the industry some time ago, and that's pretty much what they said. And what I've been going off of is that Legacy probably won't appear on our screens until 2026, maybe not even till 2027. We're expecting those movies from Picard to kind of give us a little, I don't know, buffer as to the length of time we can wait. Honestly, it still is going to be up to a lot of us fans, to continue asking for it. It isn't this far off hope that will never happen. It is something that very well could happen, and all we really need is enough people to ask for it and the stars to align as far as everybody else's work. We know Terry is obviously off going to be doing some work with Marvel, and we know he's going to be rewriting Enemy Mine. Jerry's been fairly busy. I've seen her go to production a couple of times, posting that she's off to work or coming back. And so we want our people to be busy. We want them to get paid and make money and stay in the industry. But we will hope that things will work out and we'll get them all free at the same time in like a year and a half, maybe. Now, when it comes to what you could do to try to make sure Legacy happens, continue to hashtag Star Trek Legacy, Captain 7. Of course, that hashtag Be Loud, that one was started by Terry Matalas, and it is still going around. But the more that we're active, the more that other people will catch on that this is an idea. There are still people out there who have no idea what we're talking about when we talk about Star Trek Legacy. So it really is up to us in that effort. Of course, if you've watched this channel before, you probably know that I will be in Las Vegas starting on the 1st of August down to the 4th of August for Star Trek Las Vegas. We expect to see I think we're up to 170 guests will be there. And my friends and I at Letters for Legacy will have a table where we are going to be gathering signatures for Legacy that we will send to the CEO, who will probably be David Ellison by the time we send him in. Also, we'll be trying to assist any efforts we can to get Prodigy a 3rd season and hopefully get Lower Decks a 6th season somewhere as well. Those efforts are still being brainstormed as to how we can assist, but our hope is to help make everybody's dream for their future Star Trek series to come true. So come check us out. We've got little something for people who want to volunteer, and as long as supplies last, a little something for people who come by and visit us. So do that if you can. Star Trek Las Vegas, the first week of August, we will be there and hope to see you as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoy the format in which the information is given to you, you can subscribe to this channel and hit that notifications bell so you'll know when the next video comes out. A special thanks to my members and my Patreons. As you know, I've had a little bit of a rough time this past month, and thanks to you, it was a rough time that I could take care of very easily with a brand new hard drive for my system. So thank you so much for your contribution. I've got a little bit of news coming to you guys. If some things are going to change August 1st, and you're going to know first. To everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. If you did not get enough Star Trek information and wish you knew a little bit more, please do check out any of my other Star Trek updates here. The Star Trek Void I've been trying to put out fairly regularly, once to twice a week, sometimes more, but it just sort of depends on what's out there and what time I have to record. But if you choose one of those videos, do you know what? I'll see you there. And finally, we are remembering David Laffery. Oh, I'm going to damage this poor guy's last name. I am so sorry. Also known as our Picard folks. We are, and this is the inaugural, and this is the inaugural award for the inaugural. This is why I hid me, because I knew I couldn't say it. I will be in Star Trek. I will be in Star Trek. I would love to be in Star Trek. That's not going to happen. And if you've watched any of Todd's Coffee, and if you've watched any of Todd's, yeah, I can't say words today.